Welcome to the Journey with Janie podcast. I am your host, Jane Anderson, and today's episode is a tender one for me, shall we say. This week marks the 3-year anniversary since the death of my soulmate, Jonathan. And as you can imagine, or as people tell you, anniversaries and things like this are never easy. And this brings with it the waves of memories, the waves of what the day was, what we've achieved in that period of time, the love and the longing, would be the way I put it. And this week has also reminded me of the journey that I've been on over the past 3 years. So from that rawness of the actual day it happened and the finality of it, also the first few days where, I don't know, you just don't really want to be doing anything. And me being more aware of me rediscovering myself, discovering that grief and growth can sit side by side. This isn't something that happens overnight, obviously, and I'll go further into this as we talk today. And all I want to say is today's episode is dedicated to Jonathan. His love continues to guide me, and I know that his presence is I feel his presence and know he would be proud of the work that I am doing to help others from what has happened to him. So I thought today I would share the path. As much as I've talked about different things, grief-wise, throughout the 37 previous episodes of this podcast, the path that helped me rediscover myself, I have now created 5 gentle steps that help me flip my page to start my new chapter in life. And what I really want to reiterate is this is not about leaving your grief behind. It is about carrying the love forward into your life and beginning those new chapters with meaning. So I think what I'll try and do is just a little bit of a background as to what my emotions and feelings were. Obviously, last week I talked about how I was switching my emotions. So 3 years on, I'm still working on me as a person. So in the early days after Jonathan died, it was hard to even imagine a future without him. The idea of growth or even hope almost felt impossible to me. My world was just shattered, is probably the only word that kind of comes close to, for you to understand how it felt. And I had no idea who I was anymore. My identity was basically gone from that moment that I walked out of the hospital. And that was really, really tough. I was no longer a farmer's wife, and continuously asking myself, well, who am I now? What am I supposed to do? That kind of thing. So I slowly, and I reiterate that as well, slowly and gently, I was kind to myself. If I wanted a duvet day, I had a duvet day. I started to rediscover myself, my inner self, and the old pre-marriage, pre-relationship me as a single person, and but always knowing that this was going to be a newer version with obviously the life experience that I have now. So I went on a path of rediscovery, guided by a friend to self-development, mentorship, and just do it, just try it. I had no clue what it was, I'll be open and honest. And wow, the path that I have been on has been by no means straight. There is still being curveballs sent in my direction. But what I have done is kept taking action to grow me. I've written 2 books, which I never ever thought I was capable of doing. I found the real me again, and I'm now helping support others in their grief through the podcast, through my in-person support groups, and through quiet feel, especially that you hear a lot of stories, you know, and I've talked about this in past episodes where it could be the loss of a pet, the loss of a job, the loss of a promotion that you went for that somebody else got. So grief comes in all shapes and forms, and it's unique to each and every one of us. So we each have to find our own path to move forward. And as I moved along the path, I found that there was 5 steps that helped me. And this is where my 5 gentle steps have come from. And these are not just ideas but practices that I've lived through. So as our mind works in images, I thought I would share my grief care toolkit. For those of you watching, I will have items that I'm going to hold up and describe. And yeah, describe the items for those who are actually listening. So the 5 gentle steps that I have found have really helped me and still help me on a daily basis to think about. So without further ado, I have a stone, rock, stone, whatever you want to call it. And step 1 is all about pausing with compassion. So I use the stone to represent the grounding and connection to nature. So with the pause, it's giving yourself permission to stop, to breathe, and to feel. And some days that pause is and can be the bravest act of care to yourself. Step 2 is my trusted notebook that goes everywhere with me. And that is to be grateful for what we have now. So gratitude, I do gratitude every morning, being grateful for what I have now and what is coming my way. And what I say with notebook is, we often come into confusion, or when that anger hits and the bubbles start to churn in your stomach, start writing it out. Writing it out is extremely powerful, the power of the pen, as I call it. Or speak it out. Find somebody, doesn't have to be me, find somebody that you can talk to. Not always a family member, not always a friend, just somebody to talk things through and give you those actionable steps that can help you move forward. Step 3, my Santa coffee mug. Not quite sure why I picked the Santa coffee mug out of the cupboard. And this is to action. A small act of care can be as little as making that first cup of coffee, that first cup of tea that somebody else used to make for you. It could be sitting in that empty chair with that cup of tea. It could be opening a window, letting some fresh air into the house. If you're having that duvet day, it's always good to have the window open and you're still getting the fresh air in. Or it could be stepping out into nature, feeling the breeze blowing on your face. So just think of those small little steps actions that you can take. Step 4, let meaning emerge. Let it emerge on its own and it will come. So step 4 is my candle. And this is slowly choosing what is right for you, saying yes to what supports your heart, the feeling inside, and not what drains it. Remember, the other thing that I always say with the candle is there is light in the darkness. But the other thing is to remember there is no such thing as darkness, only the absence of light, which is what the candle represents. And step 5, of course, I have to share my first book here, The Journey with Janie You Never Realise, is flip the page. So flip the page, don't shut the book. Start to think about how you can move forward. And as I mentioned before, it's not about erasing the grief. It's about just flipping that page and accepting that you can move forward, and the knowingness that the love continues to be there within, around you, wherever you feel it, in different powerful ways. So yeah, the book represents step 5, which is flipping the page and moving forward. So when I think of step 5, that was me creating Journey with Janie and offering workshops, the Quiet Field, and the podcast, and all with Jonathan's love woven into that, which is not about closing the book on your grief. It's about honouring the love by continuing to live fully. Just because we've experienced death, just because we've lost something, like lost the promotion at work, or gone into retirement, so lost the day-to-day getting up, going to work, that kind of thing. So it is about continuing to live that life that you are here to live. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with some reflective questions. And if you can, grab a notepad, a journal, whatever you use, just a bit of paper, or simply just sit and listen to the questions and let them land within you. So with the 5 steps in mind, obviously I've given you the images. So you've got the stone, the notebook, the mug, the candle, the book. So you can start to think when things start to get tough, in whatever which way, you can start and think about, Jane talked about these 5 steps. Where can I what kind of resonates with that? So, what I want to start, which of the 5 steps feels most natural to you right now? Then I want you to ask yourself, what is the step that feels the hardest? And then ask why. And then in relation to the mug, what one tiny act of self-care can I commit to this week? And the last one, how might these 5 steps carry my grief forward rather than push it away? These will all be in the description of the podcast if you need to reiterate. So take your time with these. There is no rush. There's no right or wrong answer, as it's personal to you, unique to us, as is grief. And every response that you manage to give and like put down on paper or feel within here is a step towards flipping that page. So, thank you for listening today. 3 years on, I still carry Jonathan's love with me, and my grief hasn't disappeared. I have grown, so my grief has got smaller. That's how I describe it. We never lose grief. Grief, it never goes away. It's always there, and we grow to make the grief smaller. So I've learned to turn the page, and sometimes it's very, very slowly, I have to admit, and write new chapters. Write those new chapters of your life, and always honouring Jonathan in what I'm doing as I grow. So if you want to explore more about what Journey with Janie does, all the usual contact details are on the description. And I'd love to welcome you to some of my up-and-coming workshops as well, which will be out there on simple media, social media. I wish it was simple. And yeah, or simply connect online, drop me a message, WhatsApp, whatever. So until the next time, find compassion in your pauses, courage in the small steps, and meaning in the pages still waiting to be written. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janie podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janie podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjanie.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call. And all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.